my name is Anna Forgony. I am an intuitive mentor, spiritual teacher, theta healing instructor and practitioner. Welcome to my brand new video. Today I brought you a really special topic. We will talk about love relationships. The first definition I want to clear with you is the one. So from the theta healing perspective, I will share with you some insights from the theta healing technique. We say the one is the most compatible divine life partner or the most compatible life partner. With divine life partner, you could have a same life mission, you could have same timings, growing processes. This relationship could be very spiritual. But the most compatible life partner is so amazing as well. Because in that case, you could grow together, you could rise together. Your divine timings will be in alignment with each other. So it means that you could grow together, and it's still possible that you could have some tasks, some purposes together. These definitions don't mean that you won't have any challenges, that you don't need to grow and develop yourself. It means that you are compatible with each other and not just, for a period. So from now until the end of your life, you could be together. This is the one, this is the most compatible life partner, and this is the most compatible divine life partner. So if you want to make a manifestation, then I really recommend to use this kind of words, to use and describe your one like this, and then the universe, the creator, could react according to your wish. As you could see, the soulmate definition is not so clear in the collective consciousness, because the soulmate means that you know this person, you know this soul from different places, from different times, but it doesn't mean that you are compatible with each other. You could feel the attraction, you could feel the desire, you could have this kind of magnetism energy between each other, but it doesn't mean that you could grow together, that you fit together. It is possible that you are compatible with someone right now, but after a few days, weeks, months, or years later, then you could grow in a different way, and then you will not be compatible with each other. That's why this is so important to use the most compatible life partner definition, and in that case, you could be sure that you could stay together. In the love relationship topic, I really want to highlight now the self-development and also the self-love. If you want to manifest, if you want to attract your next partner, the first thing begins with you. The first thing is self-development, then self-knowledge and self-love. You could be prepared, you could prepare yourself to love yourself, to know yourself better, because if you know yourself better, then you will be able to realize your needs, your wishes, what you want to have in a relationship. Actually, you are able to learn from the past relationships as well. But first of all, let's see what kind of personality you have in your life right now. What kind of preferences you have about your lifestyle. You want to live in a big city or you want to live in the countryside. Let's check that what are your priorities? What are your values? What are your goals in your life? Because when you just sit down and when you start to write down that what is your wish within the next 5 years, 10 years, then you will have a vision then what kind of expectations you could have, and actually what kind of characteristics you need in the other person. Self-development is about to understand our past as well. So heal our traumas, because when you have a trauma in case of self-love, then it could affect so much your love relationship. If you are not able to receive love, it could affect so much in a really negative way your relationship. It could be very challenging. You could face with the issues that the other person doesn't love you so much, and even if the other one want to love you so much, want to express the love, but you are not able to recognize it, or you are not able to create situations to have this kind of positives for the other one. Self-development is about to understand our past, because when we start to understand our past, then we are able to recognize what is my direction in my life, what am I going to do, what were my challenges, what did I learn from them. And after that, you will see that you could clear your filters and you could have another perspective about the world, about life. So you won't have any unnecessary trigger points in your relationship. You don't need to have fights, then who is the next person who will clean up, the house. You could have a very smoothie way in your relationship. I don't say that you couldn't have challenges. I say it's more about your perspective, how you're gonna react to this kind of challenges. Because when you will release this kind of trigger points, then you will able to see the values from the other side, that what is the other person putting into this relationship, and then you could be more aware that what is your reaction and why are you reacting in this way. Because sometimes when we have a situation with our significant other, this kind of trigger points could be so huge, so intense, and we are not able to see that what's going on really. Because it could happen that our soul just want to release something, some kind of old traumas, past relationship issues, but you are not able to see if you have still this kind of trigger points. So if you want to be prepared, or if you want to be a really good partner in your ongoing relationship, then I really recommend start to make self-development. You could choose the way. I really prefer the Theta Healing technique because actually it could also affect the conscious side of our mind, because we will realize all of the changes and we will see all of this kind of challenges from the conscious side. But actually we are able to go very deep into the subconscious mind, and that's why our reactions and our behavior will change automatically. So you won't need to put any extra very hard effort. Yes, sometimes we need to do that, to put the extra effort, but not in a hard way. It's more a loving way, it's more with ease, joy, and also with fun, because life is not about suffering, and actually the love relationship either. I mentioned the self-love as well. So I don't say that you need to focus on that what kind of blocks I have about self-love. Your intention could be more like this, that you could just send out this message for the creator that you want to love yourself in the highest and best way, as you could just do it right now, like the best version of yourself about the self-love topic. Because in that case, the creator of all that is will show you that what kind of trigger points, what kind of past situations you had about self-love. If you are familiar with my videos, then you could see and you could know that I mentioned so many times that we have in our genetic line as well so many information. So we need to clear this kind of issues, not just from our lives. It is so good, it is so nice when we are doing like this, but actually from the ancestor side as well. And we are connected with each other. We have this kind of collective group consciousness energy around us. So it could happen that we are just jump into this kind of collective energies. In my previous video, I mentioned that, for example, there are some collective energies that it is hard to date in these days. If you are in this collective energy, just stop it right now. Just turn your focus, perspective, and let's have another perspective. Just choose a new one, a better one, a positive one. I don't say that you didn't have or you couldn't have any this kind of situation, but you don't need to create them unnecessarily. If you're gonna think like this, that at some point you will able to create this kind of challenges in your life. So you want to have amazing dates or challenging one. It is your turn. Self-love topic is really in connection with our parents. So if you are a woman and if you want to attract a man in your life, then I could really recommend to start to check the relationship with your father, but in a really deep and honest level. So don't start to lie to yourself, just to be honest, just to be open. If you will have a really good mentor, if you will have an amazing Theta Healing instructor, practitioner, then you will able to be in a really safe place. In one of my TikTok videos, I just mentioned a question. It's a common question if someone starts to make self-development. How am I gonna find my healer, my coach, my mentor? It is a really amazing question. But the first thing I just mentioned in this video, you could check the video out. I just want to share one thought about that if you feel that you don't want to go to somewhere, just don't go. Trust your intuition, trust your heart. But there is a difference between that I don't want to go there or I have just unnecessary fears about that. If you connect with your heart, if you trust your heart, if you just tune into your heart chakra, for sure you will able to see that you are just make some sabotage about this process, or this person is not for you. You could ask always for help for the creator, that you want to have a mentor, that you want to have a coach, a Theta Healing practitioner, instructor, whatever your preference is. But the thing is that you could mention for the creator that this person is more intelligent than you, but you are able to still receive his knowledge, and you are compatible with this person. And actually you could add another topic as well, that you want to have a solution for this life area, or you want to attract the one. We have some timings in our life. We couldn't rush the process, but actually there is a time point when you will be able to each other. So the one and you as well. There is an exact time point. What is the earliest time point when both of you will be ready for each other? The thing is, if you will prepare yourself, if you will do the effort from your side, if you will put the effort, the work into this process, you will able to raise your vibration on a really high frequency. You could match with each other, but actually you are able to make sabotage as well with this process. So be very careful with this kind of time point. You will meet this person for sure, but the question is the when, how you are able to prepare yourself for this kind of earliest time point, and then you will able to recognize the one. Because when we start to make the self-development, when we start to make the self-love work, then actually you will clear your filters. You will have a more clear vision about what you want. You could recognize the one easier, and then you will able to get prepared at the very earliest time point. So if you want to be with your significant other for the rest of your life, then start to prepare yourself. Start to make the self-work. You couldn't avoid this. And the how is in your hand. You could make this self-work with ease and joy and grace. That's why I love so much the Theta Healing. I just made huge transformation, quantum leaps in my own life. I will share in the future a lot of amazing changes with you. So stay tuned. If you didn't subscribe, then this is your sign to subscribe. You could ask for notification as well, and then you could share this kind of information with others. Because actually when you start to share the information, this kind of low energy with others, you could grow together. It could be a really motivating experience. It could be a motivation for you as well, but also help you because it could give you a ground just to go further, higher and higher. It is so beautiful. In the last couple of years, I had some sessions about the significant other with my clients. And sometimes it happened that we had a session previously together about this topic. We have seen the earliest time point. My clients just disappeared, we didn't have any further sessions after that. And a little bit later, after this kind of earliest time point, they just came to me again. And it happened that they didn't met their significant other. They were really disappointed and they felt so much from the heart chakra, from the soul, that they want to be together. And actually, when we started to check that what happened, they started to make changes in their direction. They started to release, the intention for the manifestation. They start to make other manifestation. Or other option was that they just stopped this kind of self-development process. And actually, the gap between the significant other and them, just stayed like this. They were not able to match with each other. These processes are really about the energies. You are able to attract, the same vibration. If you want to attract the one, then it is so necessary to prepare yourself, to release the old scarves, to heal the relationship with your parents. I mentioned previously the relationship as a woman with a man, from the father's side, but you could use this kind of perspective. If you are a man and if you want to attract the woman, then you could check it with your mother as well. Even if you are a woman or man, then I really recommend to start to check the relationship with both of your parents, because in that case you could have just another life experience. This is so amazing. We have so many information from our childhood. In the childhood until 7 years old, our brain, each and every children's brain, are in theta brainwaves. It means there isn't still, the conscious mind. So all of the information could be just learned in a really easy way. So if you say something for your child, for the kids around you, then it could happen that they just save the information automatically like the highest truth, even if it's not like this. So if you are next to children, be very careful with your words, because their brain could attract so much information, transform it and save it very quickly. So it means that your subconscious mind developed mostly or a huge part of that in your childhood. That's why it's so important to check the very first role model in your life in case of relationship, because this is your mother and this is your father. Even if there was a divorce, then still you could check, with your father, with your mother, and if you had a step father or mother, or with them as well. This is so important, because your reactions could be, and your emotional behavior as well, could be automatically according to these experiences. And as I just mentioned, from the genetic line as well, or even from past lives, from the collective energies. So yeah, just be careful and be aware what you are creating right now in your life. I think you already started to recognize why it is so important to start to work on self-love, because the emotional background about safety, about self-love, about self-worth, seeing your values, appreciate yourself, take care of yourself, are coming from your childhood. And the role model for all of these things, the very first role models, were your parents. Sometimes the role model could be that you just want to exactly another different way, the opposite side of that. But it could happen that even if we have this kind of decision, made this kind of decision, then still we could recognize, oh, am I doing exactly the same way? Or it's very, very familiar with them. So you could use your awareness, your consciousness, and you could make amazing quantum leaps, quantum jumps in your life. If you have scars from the relationship with your parents, mostly could affect your self-love. So start to check that what kind of traumas, what kind of emotional background you have from there. If you felt in your childhood, even if in your adulthood, that you were not appreciated by them, just start to hear this, because you could be whole without their agreement, without their reactions. You could be whole and you could be very well. You don't need their approval. You could have an amazing relationship if you decide like so, but you know that both sides should be there to have an amazing relationship. So sometimes it is okay to release some relationships from our life. If you feel that you want to have a little break just to take care of yourself, just to have a little me time, a really safe place, if you feel that one of your parents or both of them could hurt you so much, then you could take a break, you could take your time and start to heal the past or even the ongoing situations. And for sure, if there is a time point, then you will be ready to contact again, to make communication. I don't motivate you to do like this. I just wanted to share with you this kind of perspective. This is so important because sometimes in the collective consciousness, there are some expectations about that how a family looks like, how a family would look like. But each and every person is different. You don't need to measure yourself, your family relationships with others. It is your life. It is unique. You have unique challenges. You have a unique past, and you could have a unique healing process. So this is your free will. This is your free decision. I want to encourage you to be brave enough to heal the past. Sometimes we need courage to do this. But after that, when you will finish with this process, you could have an amazing love relationship, an amazing life. Because these topics, are connected with each other. The abundance, the money flow, the manifestation, the love, the sexuality, these are connected with each other. So if you start to work on these topics, it could happen that the relationship with your parents will come up. It is absolutely okay. So just have a safe place for yourself. Even if it's your home, or you could have a very good mentor, just have a safe place. Or you could do seminars as well, because for example in my Theta Healing seminars, the participants, the people, the students are so amazing. The atmosphere is so intimate, and you could share, you can open up in a really loving and safe area space. So I just want to encourage you again to be brave and to make the first action step to heal the past. After that, when you feel that you are almost done to heal this kind of scars, I could say that you are able to move forward and start to make a manifestation list. Start to write down that what kind of characteristics you want to have in your significant other. So you could be very detailed with your list. You could write down the characteristics inside and outside. This is so important. If you are so spiritual, then don't forget the outside world, the physical world as well. The Creator could give you the most compatible, the most amazing relationship. So be very detailed. So what kind of characteristics you want to have in your life partner? Being kind, nice, gentleman. Then the outside, handsome, tall. You like if someone is sporty, doing sport activities you could do together. Or you like better reading or meditation. You want to go together to spiritual events. So just be very specialized, be very detailed. You could just imagine and visualize that what kind of life you want to have, what kind of dates you want to have, what kind of daily life, where you want to live. And after that, you could just finalize your list. You could add later some things to your list. It's absolutely okay. You could change it, you could remove and cancel some things, because sometimes it could happen that you will make your list, and then the creator will show you that, okay, this type looks like this, you want to have really, and you could realize that, oh no, I want to have another type, another characteristics in my next boyfriend, in my next girlfriend. I highlighted the outside characteristics because when somebody starts to meditate, sometimes the people could forget that we are in the physical world. And you know, the physical desire, the physical attraction is important as well. So you could mention these things too. What are your preferences? What is important for you? And actually about your sexual life as well. These topics are very, very important in case of a love relationship. There is another topic what the people don't want to speak a lot about, and it's about money. So if you feel that this is important for you, that the other person have an abundance mindset, then you could write it down, that this person has already a financial background, that he or she is abundant or rich. But the point is there. You don't create your own abundance via your significant other. You could create together in the future, but don't make this list because that you don't have abundance right now in your life. You could check it out. You could work on that. It could be part of your preparation period, but you don't make manifestation from this kind of lack energy. Okay, so if you have challenges right now with abundance, with money, don't manifest a boyfriend or a girlfriend to avoid, to find the solution for this problem, or actually create another type of solution for that. You know, this topic is in connection more about self-worth, self-love. So if you have challenges right now with money, then let's check that what kind of subconscious beliefs you have about money. You could check this really easily in a Theta Healing session. There are some energy tests, but you could jump into a Theta Healing introduction. I have some introduction free event as well, so you could check it out the next dates at my website. And actually, I really recommend to do the Theta Healing seminars as well, because it's a huge quantum leap as well. In case of money issues, check the self-worth as well, self-love. But as I just mentioned, for example, if you will start to work on self-love and the relationship with your parents, for sure, this kind of topics could be also highlighted and changed as well. I wanted to share the money topic because, you know, the people just want to avoid sometimes to speak about that. But if your goal is to have children, for example 3 children, that is so normal, you know, as a woman, then you want to have a safety net around you. It doesn't mean that you don't want to work or you don't trust your intuition, your abundance skill, your manifestation skill. It doesn't mean like this. It means that you want to have a safety for your children. And I just want to highlight, I don't say that only rich people could have children. I say a nice financial background. But if you feel that you are on a really high abundance level and you want to attract the same abundance level in your life, it is your free will, it is your free decision. Don't feel guilt and shame about that. Just be yourself and write down your expectation, your preferences. The next step is to recognize your values. What kind of values you are able to put into this relationship. You could check that you have the same values as well, virtues, what you mentioned, or even characteristics, what you mentioned in the previous chapter. And after that, then you could see that is there any life area, what you could still improve, or you will able to realize how many amazing virtues, values you already have. Be really honest with yourself And it's more about to have a self-worth, to write down and don't feel shame and guilt when you appreciate yourself. If you want to release this kind of collective energy, you could work on that, because there are some subconscious limiting beliefs about that it's not good to appreciate myself, to show my values to the outside world. If you feel this kind of energy inside yourself, I just want to share with you that you could work on that, you could release that, and then after that you won't need any negative behavior from the outsider when you will share your values. The reactions will be pretty good after that. As you could see, the manifestation is just a little side of the whole process. So you could do a lot of things before you just start to manifest. I already shared with you the list, the self-development, the self-work, and I just want to move to the next thing. It's about your exes. So what kind of relationships you had previously in your life? What kind of challenges you had? Did you close them? Did you make a summary of them? There is a definition in the Theta Healing, and this is the energetic marriage. So it could happen if you had a boyfriend, you didn't need to have be married, but it could happen that after that, when we just stepped out from the relationship, still we could have this kind of marriage energy, this kind of energetic marriage, energetic relationship energy. The problem is that still you could have some energetic lines between you and your ex, and then you are not able to release the energy fully, and still you could give some energy to this person. So you could check with the Theta Healing energy test. I just mentioned that how you are able to have some more information about the energy test. For example, you could do the Theta Healing seminar. You could learn there very well the energy testing technique. Then you will be able to see that why do you have some thoughts still about your ex. So it doesn't mean then for sure you will have thoughts about your ex and then you will have the energetic marriage. It could also happen that you don't have any thought forms, but still you could give your energy to this person. And in that case, in your aura still this kind of past relationship energy, so it is necessary to release this kind of old energies, and you will be able to move forward and attract the one. The other part of this topic is that we should close the past. We could create the challenges in our life because we want to grow, we want to learn, we want to develop ourselves. It's coming from our subconscious mind. So if you had previous challenges from your past relationship, maybe you are already done with them, but your subconscious didn't see that it's already done. So it's necessary to check that what kind of challenges you had, what did you learn from that, and just complete this kind of learning lessons. After that, you will be able to release this kind of heavy energies from you, from yourself, from your energetic body, and then you won't have this kind of trigger points in your next relationship. If you want to make an exercise now, you could just sit down and you could write down all of your ex's name, and then you could write down as well what kind of challenges you had, and you could tune into that about, okay, what did you learn from that? And you could just realize that you will receive this kind of really amazing learning skills, what you already completed, and just visualize that you release the old energies. The old energies like heavy feelings, heavy emotions, sadness, resentment, rejection, or regret, just release them. After that, your aura, your energetic space will be cleared and you will have another different energetic level. You are whole. You don't need to have another person to complete yourself. Yes, it could happen that we could feel better with someone, next to someone, but it doesn't mean that you could not be happy, that you could not be joyful, you could not be energetic, you couldn't be abundant, rich in your life without a person. So if you feel that you could have some blocks about that you don't feel okay right now, that you don't feel that you are whole, just start to make some digging work on that. Because in that case, if you still have this kind of lack energies, as I just mentioned, for example, with money, then you will attract this person with this kind of dependency energy. So at some point, the balance could just turn into an imbalance energy in your relationship in the future. And then it could happen that some kind of dependency energy will happen. But it could also happen with the past relationship challenges. If you had challenges with your past relationships about that who is the next person to clean up the house, to tidy up, then just check it out, that what was the learning lessons, why did you create this kind of challenges. Actually, you could make this kind of reflection work with the theta healing technique very well, because we are able to see, the conscious mind as well, but the subconscious too. So you will able to complete this kind of learning lessons fully. So don't manifest from this kind of lack energy, from the dependency energy. You could be independent and in the same time connect to another person. In the genetic line and in the collective consciousness, there were some misunderstandings about that the people could be whole only together. So if you feel now, when I'm speaking about this topic, that you are a little bit triggered or you have some emotional reactions, for sure you could have some issues, some challenges with that, then I really recommend to start to do a subconscious work about that. Because when you are thinking like this with your beta brainwaves, you are not able to reach your subconscious. It should be in theta brainwaves, and then you will be able to see your subconscious. What happened after that when you will meet this person? Life doesn't stop. Life is about growing. The thing is that you didn't complete all of your learning lessons, the other person either. So you could grow together. So keep going with your self-development. I don't say that you need to do it each and every day, each and every moment. I just say that it is so nice when you get prepared for your next chapter, and when you will have an ongoing situation, then you will be prepared, you will have a higher awareness, and you could just solve it like this or in a really smooth and easy way. So you could grow together, but you should do the work from both of your side. This is so important because healers, empathic and intuitive people could be very, very empathic, and sometimes they feel that they want to make a therapy session from their relationship, but actually a relationship, it's not a one man or one woman show. It's about both sides. So you need to grow together. I really want to highlight now to start to do the subconscious work together. So if you want to have a long-lasting relationship, you could even add this kind of characteristic to your manifestation list, that the other one, your other half, will make self-development as well. And I really want to highlight now the subconscious. But when we want to go inside into the deep subconscious part, you could make amazing transformation, a really high frequency, a really high lifestyle level, and then you could grow together in a really naturally and smoothly way. If you don't grow together automatically, sometimes could happen that you grow very fast, and then it will be a gap between you and your partner. And then you could take your time, grab the other one and just have to upgrade this kind of frequency level. But what if the other one have a free decision, free will, and when you meet with each other, after that you will grow together. This is so nice, so natural, so easy. Yeah. As you could see, free will is very important about this topic. So if you have already in a relationship, or in the future if you will have challenges with your relationship, it's about the free will of the other person as well. So we couldn't make any manifestation, any decision for someone else. You could grow together, you could figure it out together, that what is the next step in your relationship. And this is your free decision. If you feel that the other person doesn't want to grow, then at some point will affect your growth process, your self-development as well. So at some point, maybe you have a decision point that you choose yourself or the other person. If the other person love you fully, then there is no question, because if the other person feels that with this kind of behavior, with this kind of decision or undone decisions will hurt you, an empathic person, an emotionally intelligent person want to solve the situation and take the responsibility. The problem could be in these days with the relationships, if someone takes the full responsibility for the relationship, but the other one wants to do nothing. So be really honest with yourself and really trust your feelings from your heart. Just be really honest with yourself, what you want. You could take your time, and this is your decision. You could ask for the creator's help, you could ask for signs, for messages, but it's really your decision. It's about your free will, that what is the direction of your relationship now. So as you could see, there are a lot of topics about love relationship. I hope you enjoyed this kind of information so much. I really enjoyed to record this video for you. And don't forget to comment if you had any insights, and you could share with me also in the comment field that what could be the next topic in my YouTube videos. So thank you so much for watching, and then see you next time. Bye.